going on with that? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode On Deck here on FTSN. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday evening. Man, Raj, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. What do you think the Marlins drafted? Miami Sports 72. I'm going to get into it. I think the Marlins are 14th right now. Definitely going to get into it. Want to get into more teams. I liked what the Marlins did last year, drafting Ivan Arquette, but it was a lot easier than a top 5 draft pick. I think he's the future third baseman of that organization, and I've said it a handful of times. I'm obviously not a Marlins fan. I think he's the future third baseman, and I think that Otto Lopez has solidified himself right now as one of the better shortstops in the game. So I like that pick last year. We'll see what they do. It's a little different this year for the Marlins. Are 14th, but getting into I'm gonna get into the Marlins later. And Menraj, if you got a team, if I said that right, if I didn't, my bad. Whoever your team is, we'll look. I've got there, but getting into the MLB Draft, which is on first rounds on Saturday, which will be 37 picks. Dodgers obviously lose had the number 30 pick, lose that for a second surge threshold. The Yankees received 10 down from 25 for exceeding the second threshold for tax. Phillies, same thing, moved down 10 picks to 26 because of the same thing. A couple trades here and there. Mets received 10 picks down too for receiving the threshold of the competitive balance tax as well. You definitely see, teams the incentives of having a rookie of the year as the Braves moved up 26 for Drake Baldwin winning, and then if you get top 3, Houston got top 3 and Hunter Brown and American League Cy Young. But going in, top 5 picks: White Sox, Rays, Twins, Giants, Pittsburgh. Going in, I think there's a clear sense in this draft. It's shortstops dominate the top of the board. Multiple evaluators believe this is a very strong middle infielder class with Emerson, with Cholowski, with Lombard, and with Justin LeBron, all early first-round picks. Always the big debate, especially if you're picking early in the draft, is if you go prep players or do you go collegiate, college players. Teams picking early in the draft, higher ceiling of the high school stars like Emerson or Lombard, lower ceiling college performers such as Cholowski and Lackey, you see more. But in my opinion, I veer towards the college. Being a guy who scouted, I veer towards the college. If Justin LeBron's there at 14, I'd take Justin LeBron. I don't know if he makes it to 14. I tend to veer towards the college player just because they've had more maturity. You're getting more at bats at a high level. We're seeing more and more college players, and not just at the top levels. You're seeing college players now at the mid major. You've seen Cam Schlittler with the Yankees, who went to Northeastern. You're starting to see more collegiate athletes making an impact at the MLB level. So I veer towards that, not just because of I like the more maturity physically as a ball player, but more mature mentally as a person, where you're coming in sometimes 17, 18-year-old kid, 19. Some of these kids don't even know how to do their own laundry or cook. So I think that's, I would lean that way. I know we had a proposal by MLP that would make 2 years of every high school player would have to play 2 years of college baseball. I think that would make I think that's a good call, but it's already been rejected. And then also pitching depth. Florida headlines pitching depth. Several clubs are expected to prioritize bats, so we could see some players go down. Miami Sports 72. If LeBron is there at 14, I'd take Justin LeBron. Kind of a down year, hit some injuries, but the guy's got ultimate upside. But with the White Sox picking number one, definitely kind of hit the lottery. And I think, when you look at the White Sox, you look at them now being first place in the AL Central, I think their timeline has kind of accelerated a little bit. That, going into the season, you might be able to pick an Emerson. I think they got to go Rock Chalowski. He's the most polished college bat, excellent strike zone discipline, reliable defender, and there's that fast pass to Major League Baseball. I mean, it's a plus defender with a very high IQ, very high floor for a college guy. Son of former minor league baseball player Dan Chalowski. Had a hell of a year at UCLA. I mean, the only downside of Chalowski would be lack of pure speed would impact him defensively, but this guy's a shortstop. Plus instincts allows him to get the most of the balls where he can profile as a plus defender with a plus arm. He's got the tools and makeup make him look like the kind of player who could be big league ready in a hurry. I think this guy really put himself on the map last year during the College World Series with UCLA and had a hell of a year at UCLA. I think because of what we're seeing with the White Sox, they've accelerated their timeline. Can they wait for that high school guy? Even though they do have Colson Montgomery there, I think you got to go Chalowski in my opinion. Second overall pick is the Rays. Looking at the Rays' best record in the AL right now, I think you end up going. I think Chalowski goes 1. I think Emerson goes 2. They're looking for premium bats in athletic position, shortstop, catcher, or center fielder. But if you're, I don't know, I'm looking at the Rays, and I think they can afford. They've shown that they can develop talent at every level. And not being a larger market in Tampa Bay, playing at Tropicana Field, we'll see what happens there. I'm in the Tampa Bay area. We'll see what happens with there. I'm leaning two ways with the Rays. The ways I'm leaning is either you go with Grady Emerson, who's probably the best player in this draft, but he is a high school, best overall all-around athlete in this class, plus hit tool, emerging power, can stay at shortstop long-term, high IQ, but questions. He's a high school player and longer development, and the power is still developing. He's a potential franchise shortstop, perennial all-star. But when I'm looking at the Rays is because, their timeline got accelerated this year, I'm leaning towards a Von Lackey, premium catcher, middle of the order power hitter, strong arm, handles pitchers really well. But catchers tend to develop a little longer. One of the better offensive catchers in baseball. I think this is a guy who can move up quick. He's athletic to play in other positions. I mean, but he flashes a guy who pop out 25 to 30 home runs on an annual basis. A flat stroke, produces much ground balls, contacts. Extremely athletic, 6'2", 215. He isn't quick out of the box, but flashes plus run times once he gets going. Very agile behind the plate and should become a solid receiver. Strong and accurate arm, and looks capable at a good place in third base as he played, playing there with 13 innings, 13 errorless games at third base. So it's a guy who's got position flexibility for a Rays team that is very competitive. On number 3, the Twins. I think with the Twins, high-end offensive talent, best offensive talent available, and that's Grady Emerson. I mean, Grady Emerson, I think he goes there, best player in the draft, overall athlete in the draft, plus hit tool. Like I've discussed, I think they can afford to wait. Scouts have found difficult times find flaws in Emerson's game, while noting the worst thing he can say is that he's not Bobby Witt Jr., like Witt. Emerson's a rangy prep shortstop from Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex with all-around tools. Advanced skills stand out as much as his tools, starting with the way he stacks up quality at bats, making good swings, decisions, and barreling the ball to all fields. He generates impressive exit velocity with a pretty left-handed stroke. I mean, I think the Twins' timeline, you definitely they can wait out his development. Going to the 4th pick would be San Francisco, and San Francisco up the middle talent, shortstop or catcher. And you won't be. I think one of two ways. You either go with. I think they need up the middle. We'll see how long Adames gets there with the Giants. The way that they're trending right now, do they end up trying to get out of that contract? I think this would be a spot for Justin LeBron. I think you go with the prep shortstop. So I don't think LeBron makes it there. I think this is too much upside for Justin LeBron to make it. I think you go with the college shortstop who's got, excellent bat speed, power at all fields, competitive makeup, chance to stay at shortstop. Some project third base, power hitting infielder. I mean, went out and drafted out of high school, but in 2025 he became the front runner to go number 1 overall, but then was passed by Rock Jalowski. He still has chances of matching number 7 Joe Vitello. In 1991 was the highest pick in Crimson Tide history. The only knock on LeBron is a tendency to chase pitches out of the zone, especially breaking balls. But he has made more contact as a junior. But also he did have a down year, about 229 in SEC play, leading to questions. Added 15 pounds and significant bat speed in college, well above raw power from the right side. All the rest of LeBron's tools grade at least plus, and he does have makeup. Some evaluators think he might be a better than that as a defender, despite uncharacteristically erratic spring. Does have some speed. Division I, 42 steals and 43 attempts, and he can make any throw needed from anywhere at short and would be an asset on the diamond. So, I mean, we're seeing three, in my opinion, 3 out of the first 4 picks are shortstops. Number 5, Pittsburgh, more offensive impact, college, bat, or prep shortstop. I'm split on where they go here. Honestly, if you're going prep shortstop, Jacob Lombard would be, in my opinion, a good selection. I think he can move around. Brother of Yankees minor leaguer George Lombard Jr., 6'3", premium athlete at premium position. So right-handed hitter with plenty of juice in the bat. Plus hitter in the future, though he did have some swing and miss on fastballs. Let's see what I got on Lombard. Elite athlete, plus runner, defensive standout, significant physical projection. He needs some refinement against pro pitching. Dynamic two-way shortstop. I think you go with the outfielder AJ Gracia from Texas A&M, advanced approach, consistent contact, on-base skills, developing power, but he likely moves to the corner's impact middle of the order bat. Lombard from Gulliver Prep in Florida. Don't know where that is. Going to number 6, Kansas City Royals at 6. I think this is the first place we see a starting pitcher come off the board, and I think it's going to be best starting pitcher. I think, did I hear Floria? He might have. I'm trying to think. I thought I heard Floria is going back. But you either go with Gio Rojas from Stoneman Douglas, or you go with Fluke, or you go. Excuse me, Fluharty went back. Jackson Floria will be the pick. 6'5", 200-pound right-hander from UC Santa Barbara. I mean, 70 grade fastball, 55 slider, 50 changeup, 55 control, 60 overall. This 6'5" right-hander offers premium velocity with fastball assists 96 to 97 and regularly touches triple digits with good shape, carry, and arm side ride to it. He employs 2 different sliders, both which can flash plus. They're slower, 78 to 81 sweeper, but it's got horizontal depth. This guy's a strike thrower and maintains his velocity. He might not have the same feel to Brenneman had, but he is, who was the second overall pick. He's more physical than him. He posted every week the Gauchos and separated himself more than any college arm. I mean, mid to uppers, 90s fastball, swing and miss slider, best college arm available. Like all pitchers, carries injury risk, likely 2-starter with ace upside. Baltimore at 7 would be looking for pitching. College starter with a quick path. That doesn't surprise me because, I mean, they have not done a great job doing that. So it would not, if that's the way they're leaning, it's going to be interesting. Fluharty went back. I don't know where they go. Hunter Diaz, maybe quick path. Tegan Hearns, I don't know where they go. If they're looking for a quick path, and Floria doesn't make it to 7, it's going to be tough. 8, A's athletics. Overall talent, best player available, regardless of position. 9, Atlanta Braves. Braves at 9. High upside starting pitcher, middle infielder depth. So I mean, you've got if that's what they're looking for, high upside middle infielder, you go Tyler Bell, who really put himself on the map this year. Switch hitter, proficient from both sides. He has bat speed and strength to generate 20 home runs. That's where I would go. I mean, he really put himself on the map this year. 10 Rockies. Let's see what the Rockies' need would be. Everything except pitching, even though I think you could always go pitching with in Colorado. Nationals kind of accelerated their timeline too, not like okay, that no. 11, 12, excuse me, Angels. I don't think, I mean, Angels pitching throughout the system and middle infielders. 13 Cardinals. Really, that's not right. Catching. And let's get the Marlins, number 14. I'm sorry, a power bat, corner infielder, outfield offense. No. I disagree with everyone there, but I think there's some ways. If you're going outfield, I think the outfield I like for if Miami Sports 72, you're still in there. I like if I'm looking there of what guys who haven't gone before that maybe I would identify for the Marlins. I think, Gio Rojas, if you want to go the longer route, if he's there at 14, Justin LeBron is definitely probably your number one if he makes it all the way down. 214. Flu Harkey's going back. I think LeBron is your number one, but guy I like for the Marlins there would be Derek Curiel, projected a first-round pick early in his career at Orange Lutheran School. Who used to coach at. A lean left-handed hitter with excellent bat-to-ball skills, Curiel uses a fluid stroke and mature approach to spray hard-line drives all over the field. His swing is somewhat flat, and he may not have more than average strength or bat speed, so he may not deliver more than 12 to 15 home runs. He resembles a Christian Yelich at same age. Though scouts are skeptical, Curiel can match the power of Yelich. While scouts debate how much pure pop Curiel will have, there are fewer concerns about his ability to stay in center field. Though playing left field as a freshman, he has solid speed and looks more comfortable tracking the ball up the middle. Fringy, his arm is fringy but playable in center field. I know what you're saying, another outfielder. I like Curiel a lot. But I agree with you. I think what we're seeing with the Marlins now, if you're still any Marlins fans in there, their timeline got accelerated. I think you got to push these, especially early, get these college guys out there because you could push them quick. Now I know outfield might not be a position of need, but he's the best player on the board. I think Curiel is probably your number one. Diamondbacks at 15. That's wrong. Diamondbacks rotational depth, first baseman or center fielder. That's going to be interesting. Rangers 16. There's some really good players in here. Some guys outside the guys I like. I mean, if I'm looking at my Yankees at 35, please go get me. As great as he worked out, and was it Dax Kilby? He was looking great. He's injured, but he's looking great. Give me an impact college bat who can make an impact. An outfielder, shortstop. I know that's who I want, and I'm looking at guys in that range for the Yankees. Mason Edwards, who's very good, left-handed pitcher. If they could get an Aiden Robbins, if he falls to 35, go for that, or you want Carson Bowman from South Side Christian. I like the deep pick, but I will say the Yankees have heavily favored New York guys, so I could see maybe an Aiden Ruiz. I'm looking at Mason Edwards, maybe nice left-handed pitcher. If you go big, I want to see a college guy. That's what I wanted last year. I want to see a college guy who was compact, impact real quick. Logan Reedman. Zion Rose. I think their number one is Daniel Jackson. Extremely strong, hits the ball extremely hard from the right side of the plate. Looks like a taller version of Tyler O'Neill. Demonstrates a selective approach throughout his college career and is doing much better job this year of making contact, both against velocity and against non-fastballs. But there's still some swing and miss. More athletic than most catchers, Jackson can flash plus seed and regular post-average run times. It's improving behind the plate, but projects as an average defender. Once he polishes his receiving and blocking, he features solid raw strength. I think that's your number one if he's there, Daniel Jackson for the Yankees. I think if we got any Marlins fans still in there, I think you hope Justin LeBron still some way falls down. I think he goes higher than expected. I think he's a top 6-7 pick. I think Derek Courier's there. Go around the league. Really is, we're going to get back next week, get back to our normal time of 7:30. I just got a very early morning tomorrow. Got to get up at like 4 to get a flight. So I want to get this. I want to make sure I'm all packed. So I had to move up today. But next week, back at 7:30, going to do a recap of the draft. Players alike. Anybody wants to, talk their team, we'll talk about your team, guy you like, first, second round, mostly. But going around the league right now, get a little MLB stuff going on. Right now, Rays 53-36 best record. They're 5 games up in the Yankees in the loss column. White Sox 2 games up in the loss column. The AL Central. Half a game for tied. What the hell is a half a game? Seattle and Texas, 47-45, 46-45. Braves really struggling. They're 3-7 the last 10. They're 52-38. Marlins, who are 50-42, right there. Brewers 7 games up, 50-33 in the NL Central. Dodgers running away with the NL West, 60-33, 14 games up, 13. Moving to the wild card, Yankees right now in first place, 50-41, but they've looked like terrible. They can't hit shit. And then had 28 strikeouts in the last 2 games, which is an MLB record. Cleveland and then Texas. Houston still hanging around. Moving to the NL wild card. Cubs right now 51-40. Phillies 51-41, 1 game back. And surprising, moving into right now in the third place of wild card, game up on the Cardinals and the Miami Marlins, who are 7-3 in the last 10 and won 4 straight after they had a really hot June and started off right off the bat. Hey, I did say this is a surprising young team. I did say that. And I think you're getting a little excitement. I mean, I haven't tuned into a ton of Miami Marlins games, but the games that I've seen recently starting to get a little more fans coming around, which is exciting stuff. I think they got a lot of good young players that, I do like their up the middle combo. They're up the middle combo with Lopez, with Xavier Edwards. I think they figure out third base, trade deadline a month away. I think Jared Snow is a solid player. First base, maybe Liam Hicks can fill that role and go to the bullpen. But, hey, like my producer said, how about those Marlins? Hey, they're playing hot baseball, and I think it's exciting to see. Like, my producer likes baseballs, but not the biggest. He's more. He loves football more. I get that, but yeah, see now he's starting to get a little excitement following the Marlins, and I love to see that. Even though not my team, but I always love to see people get into baseball. So I was excited to see his message. Always text me about the Marlins. Now he's getting into it, and I think they got a little excitement down there. But July 8th here, so getting closer to the Midsummer Classic. Hopefully my Yankees can figure it out. But starting to get some races that are getting tight. NL West, is a runaway, but it's going to be an exciting year. Hopefully MLB can figure everything out, and we have baseball next year. I don't want to think about it because I think baseball is starting to move in a really positive direction and starting to get a lot of good support. And as we saw in the last year, so hopefully the MLB can figure it out, the Players Association. But want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight for another episode of On Deck here on FTSN. I'm Russ Morgan. Hope you have a great night.